All right, Miles, let's talk about the Cleveland Browns. The Browns find themselves in the news for a lot of the right reasons this offseason. They made a couple really smart moves, and we talked about them in some other stories. And now they've got a really nice report out of minicamp, out of OTAs, about a new addition, a new playmaker to this roster, doing everything right out the get-go.
Yeah, Nick, I think this is going to be a fantastic update for Browns fans. They're going to love that this new player on the team is already looking like they're going to make a strong impact. Nick, but let's take a step back for a moment and think about the past of the Cleveland Browns, a long, illustrious history, a lot of great players, specifically at the running back position. That's why we want to know in the comments below today, who is your favorite Cleveland Browns running back of all time? And we are going to put a stipulation. We all know Jim Brown, probably definitely the best, especially after his passing. The name is on the top of a lot of people's lists. But we'll say he's clearly the best, so don't pick him. Pick somebody else. Let's give everybody else their time in the shine because we know Jim Brown definitely was the best. So who's your favorite running back in Cleveland Browns history outside of Jim Brown? We'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Make sure to stay tuned in today's video to hear word from our partner, and that is Neuro. They have some great products, give you a quick and easy boost of energy. We love to take their mints right before the show, keep us sharp, keep us focused. So make sure to stay tuned to in today's video to hear more about Neuro's products and get your hands on our discount code. All right, Nick, now that the pleasantries are out of the way, let's hear what is the new news about the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, so the Browns are one of these teams, right? They seem to have a really good roster, especially on the offensive side of the football. But one of the things they were missing last season, obviously they can run the ball well. Hopefully Deshaun Watson gets a little bit better because he was really bad at times last season. But they can obviously run the ball well, solid offensive line. Defense is pretty good. Coach seems to be the right guy in Stefanski. They have a lot of places and a lot of pieces in place to be successful. But they really were missing that extra playmaker opposite of Amari Cooper. And look, I know they had a couple other guys that did decent jobs. I'm not trying to bemoan them, but they really were missing that edge. And that's why we talked about it this offseason. The trade for Elijah Moore was one of the sneakier good moves that any team pulled out in all the NFL. I personally think Elijah Moore is an absolute beast. And so far in OTAs and minicamp, he's doing everything right. And this is more a report about Moore, from Browns minicamp. If you want to pull it up, Miles, I will read from it. This is from clevelandbrowns.com. Moore, acquired by the Browns in a trade in March with the New York Jets, has continued to build that chemistry with his new teammates and more specifically his new quarterback. In the first days of the Browns' organized team activities this week back in Berea, player attendance is voluntary, the drills are light, and the intensity isn't at 100%, but Moore was still one of the noticeable players in Wednesday's practice. He was a constant target for Watson in the 7-on-7 periods and is clearly a player Watson will look to throw plenty of passes to in spring practices. Moore said getting used to a new quarterback is the biggest element he'll need to adjust with his new team. It shouldn't be a surprise since Moore has never played with a quarterback who has the arm and accolades Watson has, nor has he played with a mobile quarterback who can extend plays via scrambling. All right, Miles, I loved Elijah Moore coming out of Ole Miss. I really liked him with the Jets, except the Jets have been so disastrously terrible at offense, and specifically for the quarterback position for so long. I think he was totally misused. I think Elijah Moore could be one of these dynamic 100, 110 catch guys, a slot guy who keeps, one of these always open guys, a Cole Beasley slot guy for a number of years, obviously a Julian Edelman kind of role. One of the Jalen Waddle in Miami is another great example. I think he's one of these guys that can always be open, that quarterbacks will love, convert third down, stay ahead of the chains, potential run after catch as well. I think Elijah Moore getting on the same page with Watson, getting on the same page with his other teammates is a great sign for this Browns offense because if he's anywhere close to what I think he was coming out of college, he's going to be a dynamic playmaker for this football team. But Miles, give me your thoughts on the Browns, Elijah Moore, and just everything with this offense right now.
Yeah, Nick, I think this is really incredible because there's something I want to get to here in just a second. But we think about Elijah Moore, his time with the Jets, much maligned time there, kind of always was looking to get out. They did not use him properly. He was not properly utilized, as he said, as low-key roast to Zach Wilson. Talks about how he has not had a quarterback as good as Deshaun Watson, which is very, very true. He hasn't had a quarterback able to use the legs to extend the play. But Moore finally gets to a team where he feels like he is going to be utilized properly, where he feels like he has a top-tier quarterback. And what does he do, Nick? Does he sit back on his haunches and be like, finally, a guy that can get me the ball, all I got to do is just run around, they're going to give me the catch? No. He goes straight to work. Even when Deshaun Watson took a bunch of teammates down to Puerto Rico a few weeks ago on a team bonding experience, they just talk about Moore's dedication to learning the playbook and getting better at football. Nick, they say they're at the hotel and he's in his playbook. They go to the beach, Moore stays back, reads the playbook. They go to the gym and they want to go like out on the town afterwards after they got some work in, everyone's worked out, they've done their part for the day. No, Moore goes back to the room to look at his playbook one more time, and Watson goes, I can't ask for anything better. So it just shows that Moore is already in the mindset of, I have been given a golden opportunity to play with a team with as much talent as the Cleveland Browns. I'm not going to squander it, and I am just going to do everything I can to be my best. And it's already showing in OTAs, Nick. We say this all the time. OTAs, what does that mean? Who cares? It's just OTAs. Sure, it's Olympics, nobody is doing anything out there. Well, this shows Moore already put the work in the offseason. It's already showing in the OTAs. We know how the talent he has a player has been shown when he was on the Jets. So I think this is big news, and I love already that Moore has been standing out in OTAs.
All right, Miles, we would like to give a special thanks to our partner of today's video, Neuro.
That's right, Nick. And I want you to go with me on a journey really fast. I want you to imagine this. It's 4th and goal in the big game, Nick. Your team is relying on you to make the big-time game-winning play. I know you've been in this situation before, Nick. The stadium is roaring. The clock is ticking. The game is on the line. But if only in that moment you were able to have some Neuro gum. Neuro gum will help you stay concentrated, and it gives you a burst of energy without a nasty crash.
That's right, Miles. Neuro has thoughtfully curated ingredients and does endless lab testing, which means that you can reach the right state of mind safely and consistently. That's the most important part. It gives you a clean burst of energy and focus without the jitters of coffee or any of those other energy drinks.
That's right, Nick. And if you click our sponsor link in the description below, you can enjoy energy, calm, and focus whenever you need it.